Anshul, you can start the proceedings, please.
Yeah, so to start the session, I would request Dr. Nivedita to share the welcome address and then probably Ranjit will talk on the welcome address. Dr. Nivedita, over to you.
Hi. So, namaste everybody and good afternoon to all. I would like to, I am happy that you people have joined, sparing your precious time for this. And BDMA is already a very valuable associate, and we have business association, and we look forward as a very valuable contribution from BDMA. I invite our CEO, Mr. Ranjit Madan, to say a few words and open the session. Sir, please.
Thanks, Nivedita, and a very good afternoon to everybody. And Ishwarji, thank you very much for kindly sparing your time, even though the other members have not yet joined. But as I said, perhaps with your kind help, this session can be made available suitably to the BDMA members. As far as the council is concerned, and certainly I'm concerned, BDMA has been such an integral part of the council. It was one of the handful of members.
Hello.
It was one of the handful of members that was that was involved in the council being set up. So it's been involved from the very start, and I think. This was or is an opportune time for us to interact with BDMA because it has been so much in the limelight. It's one of the segments of the council that is very much in the eye of the storm when it comes to Atmanirbhar Bharat, when it comes to Make in India, because everybody, both inside and outside the sector, recognize the importance of capacity increase in this segment, so that we can be self-dependent on the APIs, and that in turn will certainly give further impetus to this very rapidly growing and a very critical sector. In the couple of years since we came into existence, we've made some very significant strides in a number of areas. Just to recall a few, in case of apprenticeship, which we were given charge of just over 2 years ago by the Government of India, we have now triggered over 25,000 apprenticeship contracts, onboarding almost 500 organizations, small, medium, and large, in almost 20 job roles. When it comes to skilling of youth and assessment and certification, I think a very large, close on maybe 30,000 numbers have been clocked. All this obviously cannot happen without certified trainers. So we've had a very robust train the trainer program, and here very happy to state that we've had almost 90 train the trainer programs with some experts of the industry also closely involved. This in order that we can have a much more higher quality training system. Then we have more recently made available important modules focused on specific job roles for upskilling of the existing workforce. One of the modules has already been launched a couple of months ago, and another couple of them should be made available for the workforce very soon. Yet again, we have had also we have laid emphasis on centers of excellence involving industry, and 5 such centers with some very prominent names in this industry are now in operation, and we look forward to more. Uh, Looping back to BDMA, Ishwarji, as you know, we are very closely tracking with you the opening up of a specific skilling center, which will be totally focused on the needs and requirements of the bulk drug manufacturers out of Hyderabad. And this is something that I do believe in our working in close hands in association with the BDMA will serve great benefit for the API community in Hyderabad and even outside of it. So we truly look forward to working together yet closer with the BDMA community, and your support, Ishwarji, obviously is very crucial. Thank you once again for your continued support, and we trust that through you, our messages will appropriately reach BDMA members, and my team and I stand ready to support them in all of the areas that we will be touching upon, and any other area and activity that they may feel is crucial for their growth and development. So thank you, Ishwarji, once again. Yeah, back to you, Anshul.
Yeah, thank you, Ranjit.
Thank you. Yeah, Anshul, are you continuing?
No, you can.
Yeah. So thank you.
Sorry, Nivedita, back to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Ranjit, sir. For throwing light, and with great hope, we all will one by one present the section what we take care of, and the section what we aspire to be associated with BDMA. Before we go with our respective sections, I invite Ishwar Reddy sir to say a few words as a keynote, as a mark to begin this meeting. Thank you, sir. Please, sir.
Ishwarji, you are on mute currently.
Yeah, thank you very much. Mr. Madan and Mr. R.K. Agarwal had joined the meeting.
Welcome, Agarwalji.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much, Mr. Madan.
Yeah.
Good service.
With your blessing, sir, we continue on our path.
Yeah, it's a very beneficial to the industry, pharma industry. Whatever work we are doing is very, very beneficial to it. Thank you very much.
Very kind of you, sir.
Thank you.
Ishwarji, please.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you, Mr. Ranjit. You know, we have been associated with skill development from the beginning, and we really value their services and inputs, and making use of our association with Skill Development Council. Now we are also planning to start BDMA technology and training center in GD Matla Industrial Estate. There we had already spent around 4.5 crores on the building, and we also got in principle approval from the Department of Pharmaceuticals. We are just waiting for a land lease agreement to be renewed. Once it is there, maybe we should be operational within a span of 8 months to 1 year. Basically, we are planning skill development activities for new apprentices and also graduates and also already employed people for their upgradation of latest developments in the field, and also so this will cover both chemistry, environment, then maintenance, safety, regulatory authorities, quality control, and all such related functions, particularly with respect to bulk drugs manufacturing and pharma manufacturing activities. So we are planning to equip the center with necessary classrooms, audio-visual facilities, then laboratories for chemistry, physics, unit operations, and workshops. There's also IT computer center with some simulation program so that actual real-life plant operations can be simulated and used for training. Plus, we plan to have a good library and documentation center. And there have been also an interaction with some of the agencies in and around Hyderabad, particularly with IACT Hyderabad, then NIPER, then GIZ. All of them have expressed their willingness to join with us in providing course materials, evaluation criteria, and also faculty for teaching. In addition to this, we also have a good number of experienced people who are willing to come as a guest faculty from the industry, our own member industries. So with this, we would like to involve the member industries also in the skill development of the manpower which is required for their own industry. And over and above this, Hyderabad being one of the major center for bulk drug activities, there's a tremendous requirement for skilled manpower who can be directly recruited by the pharma industries. In addition to this, we also expect a huge demand once the Hyderabad Pharma City is operational, which is going to be one of the largest sector-specific industrial park in the world itself. So we really are looking forward to making this center a very good success and a role model in the country, and in particular with support from Skill Development Council and in particular from Mr. Ranjit Madan. With this, I think I conclude, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So much.
Although it was not a part of that agenda, but since we have Shri Agarwal with us, Agarwal ji, just a couple of words from you would be most appreciated.
Yeah, you have to introduce him because as a vice president of BDMA and very active.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Welcome, sir.
For the last 10 years.
Please, Agarwal ji.
Yeah, one minute. So I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to say a few words on this occasion. And I only wish to say that pharma industry is a very specialized industry and needs very highly skilled manpower, because we are manufacturing human drugs with zero tolerance. So the manpower has to be highly skilled and observative and dedicated to the operation. And in this context, I wish to say that skill development is a very essential requirement of this industry, because only skilled manpower can give you the quality output. So in that context, I wish to place on record and highlight the contribution of LSSSDC and the skill development operation per se, and the usefulness of this to the pharma industry in particular. So keeping this in mind, the bulk drug manufacturer, we as an association is also opening up a skill development center, as Mr. Ishwar Reddy has just mentioned about our plans. And we have got a project approval in principle from DOP, and we are going ahead, and maybe in 8 to 10 months time, we'll have the development center. We will need your help to adopt this center and provide us all the necessary infrastructural assistance or whatever this national accreditation or whatever recognitions are required. So as he has already mentioned, the NIPER, ICT and universities we are in touch with them to provide the faculty. Also, our internal industry will provide the logistic support wherever required. They will provide the laboratories, they will provide the instrumental exposure and things like that. So we want to create a good quality skill development center from BDMA, which will be a very boon to the youth coming out of the universities in and around Hyderabad or Telangana or Andhra Pradesh area. So with these few words, I thank you very much for the work that you are doing and the contribution that you are making to the pharma industry. Thank you very much, Mr. Madan and the team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Really, those words count for a lot. Let me just reassure you, my team and I, we truly look forward to progressing this very exciting opportunity of the specialized center in Hyderabad. We do hope it will come about very soon. And I think the synergy with which both BDMA and LSSSDC can act together will truly provide great value to this particular segment. Back to you, Nivedita.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Agarwal sir. Thank you, Ishwar sir. And we have got now coming forward 3 sections which we are going to speak on it. One is apprentice, second is COE and TDT, and third is upskilling. So I first invite Dr. Deepak Barod, who is our regional head for Central and West India. And he will throw some light on apprentice and show you the opportunities and way how we can shake hands in this field. Over to you, Dr. Deepak, floor is yours.
Yeah, so Dr. Nivedita, thank you. Just to confirm if my video and the voice is clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay, thank you. So thanks a lot, Dr. Nivedita and Anshuji for this opportunity, and thank you, Ranjit sir, for setting the stage for the discussion, and especially would like to congratulate Ishwar Reddy sir and R.K. Agarwal sir for your so much of a contribution towards skill development, and I was really amazed hearing the plan of opening up a world-class center of excellence for skill development. And we wish BDMA all the best. And as already emphasized by Ranjit sir, LSSSDC would be more than happy, and we'll always be there, starting from planning of this center to making it a smooth operational unit. For the skill development, I think Council will extend all the support possible. So once again, congratulations, Reddy sir and R.K. Agarwal sir. So now today I'm going to actually talk about apprenticeship. Already Reddy sir mentioned in his address about the apprenticeship, BDMA, again being one of the very important institutions, and all the bulk drug manufacturers in manufacturing. We have seen in the last couple of years there has been a huge demand for skilled manpower, because be it drugs, be it repurposed drugs, or even vaccine manufacturing, or diagnostics, or API manufacturing or formulation manufacturing. I think everywhere skilled manpower is the requirement. So I would like to start with this small slide on which is a vision statement by our Honorable Prime Minister, that India should be a skill development, should be a capital of skill, world's skill capital should be India. And one of the recent addresses, he did mention that we are focusing to provide world-class education, skill development and upgradation, research and apprenticeship to our youth in the country. So by the government, central as well as state governments, apprenticeship is actually taken very seriously. And all these years, I think the shift has happened in last couple of last decade or so, that from being an act, now it has become an industry-friendly policy, where industries are trying to take as much advantage as possible by participating actively into apprenticeship. So in next 7 to 8 minutes, I will just cover the main offerings from Council, how Council License Sector Skill Development Council can help BDMA members in apprenticeship participation. So as we all know, apprenticeship training is actually governed under the Act 1961, which was amended up to 2014, and apprenticeship rules 1992, which are amended up to 2019. So when actually Apprenticeship Act came into the play with its amendment till 2014, it was operated by Ministry of Labor and Employment, and from 2015 onwards, it has moved to Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So a lot of upgradation has happened in the Act also. As earlier, it was only the Act, and now a lot of reforms have come into the play to make it industry friendly. And would very quickly like to talk about it. Like now it is pretty much flexible, because as we all know, by the Act, every organization having more than 30 people are mandated to have at least 2.5% of their workforce as apprentices, which includes their employees as well as contract workers. So now, earlier that was extended up to 10%, that 2.5% is mandated, but if a industry wants, then they can hire up to 10% as apprentices. And now that band has been extended to 15%, so that more and more companies can take advantage of this, because there are many institutions who are taking actually all the benefits of apprentices by taking more number of apprentices, up to 15% also. And we'll talk about it in a while, that what are the additional advantages there. It is actually now futuristic. The Act is set because if you see within the NAF portal, there are more than 500 trades which are available for industry to choose from. So they are divided into designated as well as optional trades, and industry can choose any trades they like to go with for apprenticeship. And for the Life Science Sector Skill Development Council, all our QPs are under optional trades. So any industry, any of the BDA member wants to hire apprentices, they can always go to NAP's portal, and under optional trades, they can select any of the Life Science Sector Skill Development Council QPs. Now it is more even now it is more inclusive, because even the service sector has been included. Earlier, only the manufacturing was the prime focus. So when we talk of service sectors, actually, apart from degree, diploma, ITI certificate holders, and now the apprenticeship is open for even the short-term training candidates also. So if a company is participating in PMKVY or any other government schemes where short-term trainings are provided, those certificate holders can also be hired as apprentices. And now it is more convenient, because all of us know that earlier, almost a decade ago or 5 years ago, everything was like a lot of documentation. And I see many companies stay away from this because they want to avoid a lot of bureaucratic delays, and then just by the logistics involved, especially by maintaining so much documentation and all. So now it is very convenient, because there is only single portal, apprenticeshipindia.org, and everything from the BTP registration to hiring the apprentices, making the contract, issuing the contract to them, to all the reimbursement claim, everything happens purely through the portal, through online mode. Even the reimbursement comes directly through online mode only, and there is least amount of paper involvement now. And it is self-regulated, because the council CEO, Mr. Ranjit Madan, is also appointed as a joint apprenticeship advisor. So if there are any help or any guidance required for any of the BDA members related to apprenticeship, I think council would be more than, now they are even empowered to help them directly, because the CEO of the council himself is there as a joint apprentice advisor. So if you see, the reforms are really industry friendly, and it encourages more and more apprenticeship. And the numbers which Ranjit Madan sir has just mentioned, that proves that these reforms are actually very industry friendly. So on the next slide, if you see further getting into the life sciences sector, so more than 25,000 apprentices have been engaged within the life sciences sector in the last few years itself. As sir has already mentioned, more than 300 manufacturing units are already aligned with Life Science Council. And in terms of top-notch job roles under apprenticeship, so all the manufacturing units and formulation or API, all the units, they generally go with the most top-notch job role from the council is machine operator, manufacturing assistant, medical sales representative, QC chemist, production chemist, and packaging assistant. So these are the top 6 job roles from the council, where majority of the apprentices are hired by all this more than 300 manufacturing units across country. In terms of states, I'm so glad to state that apart from Gujarat, Maharashtra, we have Telangana also as one of the leading states where apprentices are hired in bulk. So almost all the major companies or licenses are participating in apprenticeship scheme. And now with this, our new initiative, we are also reaching out to individual associations. Like BDMA has always been a very active partner of council. So we would like to offer all the guidance required or help and support for apprenticeship to each and every member of IDMA also. So these are a few numbers. If you see, we started in 1819 with mere 2,000 apprentices to within 2021, more than 11,000 apprentices were hired only in licenses council. And within this year, from April till July, if you see more than, excuse me, more than 3,500 apprentices contract have already been made under different job roles of LSSSDC. So that's where we, on the next slide, so that's where we support, we would like to intend to extend our support to all the BDMA members as well. This is just a case study from Dr. Reddy's again, which they have shared and which is being used by NSDC also. Like they have submitted this in financial year of 17 and 18, like cost of semi-skilled contract employees for overall all the Reddy's, Dr. Reddy's operational plants. As you can see, it was 4 CR. And once they slowly started using apprentices for their usual manufacturing operations, over a period of 1 year, they see that more than 50% of cost was saved just by routing their entire operations of manufacturing through apprentices. So that's a live example right from Hyderabad of Dr. Reddy's lab. And there are, of course, other advantages like apprentices are not employees, so no obligation to hire them after the apprenticeship period is over. They can let go. And mostly we have seen that the industries tend to hire them because now they are trained and it becomes easy to graduate them into the job. So mostly they are hired, but company has no obligation to hire them. There is high return of investment with a short payback period, as we have seen, and they start contributing productively within a couple of months because apprenticeship, mostly training after BTP happens on shop floor, directly under production environment. So we see that there also they start contributing very early. And since they are under apprentices, not yet employees, but they can be tuned as per the company culture. So later on, if a company wants to hire them, it becomes easy. And we have seen that apprentices who become permanent employees, the attrition ratio is also less. It also reduces cost of recruitment. As we know, in today's scenario, recruitment itself takes a huge cost from all the HR departments of different companies. But if you try to have this program in place where apprentices can be further graduated into, can be taken up as their employees, the cost of recruitment and those drives would also be less. Of course, there's high level of dedication because they are low qualified people, but highly skilled people who are loyal to the company. And for an apprentices, it's a win-win situation because under this apprentices, they are getting hands-on experience, which is kind of like a employment experience for them. So even if they are not hired by the company where they have done the apprenticeship, they will have equal opportunities to be hired by other companies or manufacturing plants. So basically, this gives them the real concept that you learn learning the concept and you start earning also, and that gives them confidence for the future. So on the next slide, so basically to summarize the benefits for all the participants, I would like to mention that 25% of the stipend subject to maximum of 1,500 per month per apprentices is one-time reimbursement towards BTP. Like as you can see, this is 1,500 is, sorry, it's a monthly reimbursement for every apprentices throughout their apprenticeship period. If they are for 6 months, it will be for 6 months. If they're for 1 year, it will be per month 1,500 for 1 year. If it is for 2 years, it will be for 2 years. Then, as I was mentioning, there is a cost of basic training. So one-time reimbursement of up to 7,500 for BTP training, and employers exemptions from the EPF and ESI. And as I was telling you that when you take apprentices more than 2.5%, Then there is a provision that you can also take advantage of showing this under CSR. If you are taking up to 15%, then that qualifies for a CSR benefit also. Anything above, you take 2.5%. And corporate governance, yes, by complying to this law, we are actually complying with the corporate governance. Of course, it will have a social impact because basically we are encouraging the youth to get trained, get skilled, and finally get employed. And during their training, they can still earn sizable amount of money to run their families. So it's like earn while you are learning. And of course, it's an onboarding pipeline because while the apprentices are being trained on the job, on the shop floor, you are actually creating a steady workforce who can be hired at an entry-level job once it is over, once the apprenticeship period is over. Same way it is ease of doing business because as I mentioned, everything is online. So the portal is really user-friendly, and even council also from our side, every now and then, whenever there is any reform or any modification on the portal for the benefit, for making it easy to the users, we always take separate sessions with all our member companies, establishments to train them on how to handle the portal. And eventually organizational stability, because it's an opportunity to build a stable organization in a long run with high employee loyalty and lower attrition rate. So these are the in general benefits for all the industries. So now let's talk about, on the next slide, let's talk about what are the offerings from the council. Because when we realize that unless we don't align companies with the apprentices, I think our effort will also be more. So we have started this drive from last year. And as a part of that, we are doing this session. And even in future, I would request Reddy sir and Agrawal sir also, if at all you feel that we need to have a separate session on how LSSSDC is going to help BDA members to take advantage of apprenticeship, we can do it separate sessions also whenever required. So basically what we have seen, there are a set of major 6 challenges which any organization faces. First is mobilization of interested candidates. It's a big challenge for any organization. Mostly, there are no structured periodic performance review of apprentices. Once they are hired, rarely any apprentices review process is in place. There are no idea on basic training. This is very important because many organizations go to third party, outsource this BTP because they don't know that they themselves can register as BTP and their own infrastructure can make them qualify to register their organization under BTP. And that cost also can be saved rather than giving it to a third party. And they can claim for some reimbursement up to 7,500 directly from the NSDC NAPS itself. And then while submission of the documents, we see there are a lot of basic errors in the documentation. And because of that, claims would be delayed, as sometimes they are rejected also. And of course, difficulty is there for inculcation of soft skills and cultural integrity among the apprentices. And finally, there is completely, I've seen that there is absence or delay of final assessment because many companies don't even know that if you don't do the final assessment of the apprentices before the end of their apprenticeship period, your last quarter reimbursement, claim reimbursement will not be approved. So these are the general challenges. On the next slide, so very quickly in 2 to 3 slides, I would mention what are the offerings from the council? How do we like to support and extend our support to BDMA members? So if you see from the council, since we have been operational since last 6 years, having developed more than 59 QPs validated by all the major industries, having alignment with more than 600 industries across country, and being working closely with more than 250 academic institutions across country, what we have achieved is we have a student database access. So what happens is whenever there are requirements for a placement drive, we can actually support. And that company, they don't have to go through any HR agencies or recruitment agencies, but LSSSDC can provide and share that database with you and help you run those placement drives directly. As I was telling you that we have the complete database of fresh candidates from pharmacy to ITIs to graduates, not only the fresh candidates, but even the trained candidates also. We also support, as I was mentioning, if your organization or any BDA member wants to register their establishment, we help them, support them there, how to get it done. And if their own BTP approvals they are seeking, then we can definitely guide them in that. And we can do all the required pre-inspection, everything from our side. And later on, the approval process will be pretty straightforward. I also mentioned about the assessment. So we actually do very structured assessment on a quarterly basis. So even those benefits can be directly transferred to or extended to BDMA members. On the next slide. So these were the basic three advantages which I wanted to talk about. And then comes to the claim support. I've seen many, this shift actually we have seen that earlier companies used to refrain themselves from participating actively in this apprenticeship program because there were a lot of documentation process in hard copy required for claim processing. And that's one important thing which is now with the new reform, everything is online. But what we do is we actually work very closely with our member organizations, and we always give them all the updates, all the reminders on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, when they need to do the claim submissions, what document needs to be submitted, to whom it should be addressed to, whether it is in the order or not. So all that thing really helps that claim support becomes very straightforward, very easy, and there is smooth reimbursement. As recent as I would mention that, yes, yesterday we have received a confirmation of more than, I would say around 10 industries whose claim was submitted a quarter ago. It got approved, and all of their fund is directly released into the bank accounts. So that's the kind of support we would like to offer. I also mentioned about soft skill training, which is not a component of an apprenticeship training per se, but because of our QP development and our role into this ecosystem, we have realized that apart from technical skills, you also need soft skills. So we have embedded such programs within that, and if a company wants to take advantage of that, we can definitely do this for their apprentices. And finally, Dr. Nivedita is there. She will anyway talk about it. That final assessment is very important. And again, I request that please get your candidates, apprentices assessed before the actual completion of their apprenticeship period. Otherwise, the last quarter reimbursement would be rejected or disapproved. So that's why the final assessment also would happen through the council, because we would be working closely with you. So this is basically the on the next slide. So this is basically the support which we intend to provide if you really align with us. So just to summarize the whole discussion around apprenticeship and the support we would like to extend to BDA members, you will have a ready access to the pool of pre-evaluated talent for multiple job roles. And as Reddy sir was mentioning about the Center of Excellence to be developed in JD Matla area, I think we would be more than happy to really join hands and help you wherever required. And also engage in the community through discussions, because as we have seen that we have a huge membership within BDMA also, but like they are scattered. So we actually would like to facilitate the platform like seminars and webinars and events conducted through us, where we can bring all your members together and we can talk about all the challenges or the futuristic science from a manufacturing perspective. Also engage and nurture of the young talent through this apprenticeship program. And there are so many government schemes also, which many of the time organizations are not aware about. So being a member, we can also align them to skill development or funding assistance schemes from the government, state as well as central, as and when it comes. So participate in developing skill standards. And as I said, the latest information, as I just shared the reforms on apprenticeship, like we'll have the latest information of all the government schemes, and logistics supposed to maintain the compliance. So that's the summary of all the apprenticeship, and would once again urge Reddy sir and R.K. Agrawal sir that through you, we would like to reach out to all the BDMA esteemed members and would like to align them to the apprenticeship. It will be a both-way win-win situation, because they will be able to hire apprentices. They will have a ready access to that talent, and we in turn would be aligned with the company, and we can really work hand in hand. So with that, thank you for the opportunity and would be more than happy to answer any questions. Thank you, Dr. Nivedita.
Thank you very much, Dr. Deepak, for an elaborate explanation on apprentice and how people can implement it.
Yeah, and Dr. Nivedita, I'm so sorry. Just would like to add up here, if anyway it is getting recorded, but all the participant members, if you can just take a snapshot of this, because we have divided just for the operational purpose. You're free to reach out to any one of these people if you need any support in apprenticeship. But for the operational thing, we have divided the country into clusters. So we have Northeastern cluster, where Mr. Anirudh Hatti is looking after this. In Northern cluster, we have Mr. Alok Jha as our cluster head. In Southern cluster, like Jahangir is anyway working very closely with BDMA. And in the Western and the Central cluster in this states, I'm looking after apprenticeship. So feel free to share this presentation with all the BDMA members, and based on their geographical location, they can reach out to a particular cluster head or any cluster head, and we will be more than happy to help you. And the senior director, Mr. Anshul Saxena, he is also looking after the entire cluster management team. So we will be more than happy to share this contact detail with all the BDMA members. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Nivedita.
Thank you, Dr. Deepak. Thank you for introducing your team, a very important team. So next session, which I'm going to take you through is, I'm going to tell you about what programs we have in case industry wants to extend hand and build this skill development stronger in India for pharmaceutical sector. So we have got two very interesting programs. One is Center of Excellence, as you can see over here. And the name itself suggests that this Center of Excellence is a center where all the skill related activities are happening in a very standardized way. And this center is going to be like a lighthouse for all the other skill development activities, and which is full of the subject matter experts, which is full of the very strong processes. And the entire story which started between the academia and the industry was the skill gap, which was being found eventually. And hence the skill development system got started in India. So this Center of Excellence is again a way forward in that. This industries can set up a Center of Excellence, like we had also mentioned that BDMA in association with LSSSDC will be setting up a Center of Excellence. So this Center of Excellence is has a few intentions to fulfill. They will be considered as leader in the quality. So everything, the process designing, the assessment or the training or the content, whatever will be there, it will be standardized with these subject matter experts present in the Center of Excellence. This Center of Excellence will also take the responsibility of innovation and standardization of various processes and review them periodically. And the main objective of this Center of Excellence is to bridge the gap between industry and academia. This Center of Excellence will not only work for themselves, but it is going to extend a helping hand to all the skill development activities around in that district or city or state, whatever is possible, to help them to enhance the skills. Suppose training is happening in somewhere remote area where all the equipments are not there, but the equipments are there in the Center of Excellence. So the students can come for the practical part in the Center of Excellence and complete their training. So this kind of infrastructure, when the standard infrastructure will be present in the COEs, will go a long way developing skill in pharmaceutical. And mentoring, that is the training of trainers and assessor, is a very crucial part because they serve as a backbone for the skill development. So the train the trainer programs or train the assessor program will also be happening in this center. We can consider this center as a hub for the training of trainers and assessors. In next slide, we'll see that already there are few industry which have raised their hands and showed interest, and they have developed Center of Excellence. Like we have got McLeod's Pharma in Baddi, Zydus Cadila in Ahmedabad, McLeod's Pharma again in Vapi, micro labs in Bengaluru, and Swarna Bharat Trust, which is a CSR project from Granules. It is there in Hyderabad. So if you see at present, we have got one center in the all four corners of India. However, and the box shows that what are the job roles which is being taken up by this Center of Excellence. So it is medical sales representative, quality chemist, production chemist, manufacturing assistant. And the process is very simple. You just need to write us a mail or connect with us, any one of us, and show and tell us that you want to become, or any industry want to put up a Center of Excellence. And we will guide you. There is not much extra you need to do. We can develop a Center of Excellence in whatever infrastructure you already have, with a real little standardization here and there. So in next slide, we see that what vision we have with this Center of Excellence and why we want to take it further with establishing of Center of Excellence in each of the cluster of pharma which is present in India. So our mission is to increase in the skilling number from the existing COEs, presence of COE in each pharma cluster, as I told you. Then we want COEs to become the hub for the master trainers and TOAs. Active participation in formulating assessment and standardization. Active participation in quality question bank development. So you see, this part is the tail of the skilling and mostly neglected part, the assessment and the question bank. And since I head this department, so I realize that it is very, very important, and the entire quality tests come to the test in this department. So as I told you that we look upon the Center of Excellence as lighthouse for standardization of entire skilling system. And in connection to this, as I told in next slide, I'll speak about the second part, that is the training of trainers. So training of trainers has since day one, since inception of our LSSSDC, we have taken it very seriously, and we have continuously standardizing, improving, evolving in training of trainers. Currently, we have trained at least 700 to 800 trainers. We have got certified trainers. As a next step in developing the trainers, we have launched a program called Amrit, and this program is a joint venture of India and Indo-German program. This program has two phases. One is the content will be developed by a German expert in collaboration with German Vocational Skill Corporation. And second part is we are going to train 100 trainers, and especially because due to the we want to extend the benefit to the industry, this program will directly aim to train the people in the industry for training. So you will agree with me that not all companies can afford a separate dedicated department for training and development. However, all of us at whatever position we are continuously training somebody or other, either it is a junior or a new joinee, and it very much happens in production, in quality and other research areas. So it was realized that if people get a knack of training, then a lot of people can be benefited, and the company can by and large be benefited with the trained people if the quality of working improves with the quality of trainers. So in next slide, we see that in next slide, we see a small glimpse of this program, that this program will aims to train 100 trainers from the pharmaceutical industry. 4 batches we will be running for 25 trainers each. And first batch will be in October. Second batch will be at the end of October. Third batch will be in November, and fourth batch will be at the end of November. And the the people who somewhere or the other in their position have little training, a shade of training in their profile will be benefited out of it, and the registrations have already started. In next slide, we'll see that what are the benefits, why people should go for this kind of certification, or why companies should put their employees for this certification. Because this certification has international standards, because this company, when the trainers are skilled, the new joinees will get equally skilled, and the industry the bottom line of the industry will be benefited. This certificate, this program will be giving dual certification to trainers. One is the government certificate, which will be job specific certificates. For example, this so and so person is trainer for QC chemist. So this is job specific trainer certificate, and other is the certificate of training. So this is a plain training certificate which will be co-branded by Germany and India. So the cost for this program is 10,000. However, an early registration will attract discounts, and if we are getting nominations more than 5 from single company, then there could be further discounts. So, Anshul, do we have next slide? No. Okay. All right. So this is what I leave this segment, and I leave you all people with a thought to analyze that it will be beneficial for you to participate. And now I invite for the third section, Anshul Saxena. He is Senior Director and currently looking after the business development activities. Anshul, please.
Thank you, Nivedita ji. Hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So without taking more time, I will just try to jump. So the section that I will be talking about 2 areas. Both the areas that I'm talking is actually about the people who are already employed. The employers who are working on the shop floor, whether it is operator, whether it is a helper, or whether it's an executive. What we intend to do over here was an initiative to take up upskilling or reskilling. And why we have taken this up was because when it was discussed multiple times since 2018 onwards in the governing board, it was highlighted that as we are taking shape and we've started working towards developing fresh youth and also started developing and deploying apprentices with industry, it is important we also look into upskilling and reskilling, which is one of the I would say constant initiative across industries in pharma. And this is something which has been probably in the blood of every pharmaceutical professional, that upskilling and reskilling is a continual process always. Now, when we looked into this, it was one part which we asked that, okay, when we look at upskilling and reskilling, would you like us to go for something which is related to exactly QP, or you would like to look at some of the areas where you as an industry need the real challenge, are facing a real challenge and need some kind of assistance. There was a constant voice coming up from the industry leaders that all the programs that you do in upskilling must be talking to a problem statement or a training need identification on the technical side, so that it makes a value addition to industry. With this, we did an analysis. I will talk about that. And then we chose the areas that we would be focusing on upskilling are GMP for production staff, documentation for quality professionals, documentation for production team, process validation, engineering and maintenance, CAPA investigation as well as implementation of it, the change control procedures and how to reinforce them, though there are procedures written. And one area which came out after this COVID impact, digital marketing for MSRs, because a lot of things have changed. The way the MSR used to work in the medical representative side of the industry. They have started using a lot of digital tools, and every company started looking for upskilling them or reskilling them on the digital marketing tools. So with these areas in focus, certain modules we started developing. The first few modules we joined hand with GIZ to develop. That was on GMP. Those have already been launched. And The purpose of it was it will bring a zero cost to the industry for development of these e-modules, optimization of cost of technical trainings of employees, and the flexibility should be provided. Now with this, we launched our program first in February 2021. There was one session in the past also with BDMA members. Since then, there are 300 plus users already onboarded, and glad to share we have already onboarded 100 users more today. So that makes 400 users onboarded since February 2021. Now, objective of these programs, which we called professional development programs, in short PDP, it should be able to, the objective was that it should be able to ace the industry challenge with technology and e-skilling. And hence we opted for taking up these programs through online or hybrid infrastructure. We launched our own online learning management system, which is called Daksh. You would be able to see on the slide the logo of Daksh over here. All these programs which are manufacturing driven must be technical and GMP driven modules so that they are in line to the regulations. All the modules were developed as per the instruction design methodology and forum, so that these are at the international level and they are more structured. When we took them on e-skilling or online, the idea was that it would give flexibility to learners time. That means a person should be able to take up a module of 10 hours, but if he is getting on a day one just 15 minutes, he can just do 15 minutes, and probably next day he gets 1.5 hours. He completes the session for 1.5 hours, and then gradually, as and when he is getting time from production, he is able to complete all 10 hours of training. It is more scalable without much of effort. It is repeatable with minimal cost, as these modules were developed as a self-paced and interactive with no trainer involvement. Hence, the cost of repetition of trainings are minimal. There is always a possibility of integration in case there are large organizations having their own LMS tool. We build our platform in such a way that integration is possible. And in case an industry would like to go deeper and do an impact analysis, we certainly are able to do that as well. With these objectives, we launched the programs, the 3 top programs for flagship professional development programs, which was on 360-degree GMP for a machine operator. Then there are 2 more programs which are already developed, and we are right now in the translation of these programs into Hindi and Telugu, which are 360-degree GMP for manufacturing assistant and 360 GMP for packaging assistant. Hopefully, by September, we should be able to complete these translations for these 2, and we should be able to provide that, while machine operator is already available. Now, the certificate program on CGMP and data integrity, certificate program on machine maintenance, good documentation practices, environment sustainability, health hygiene, and COVID-19 protocols are small capsule professional development program of a duration ranging from 45 minutes to probably 1.5 hours. Then we also have this capsule program called Managing Hazards and Emergency Responses, and 3 soft skills program on communication skills, professional skills, and financial literacy. These soft skills program are developed in a way that first two programs on the communication and professional skills, that it is actually talking to the use of skills at the job role. Like if a person is an operator, where and how, what kind of communication skills are used, and how this person is required to use it. So that it is actually usable and more practical in a way of implementation. With this, I would probably take an opportunity of this forum to give you a brief snapshot of one of the program for 360 GMP, which is meant for production machine operator. This program was launched. Right now, we have close to 400 users already on this program, and must share that we received very positive feedback on these programs, including from Mr. Sunil Atawar, who is President KDPMA and owner of Group Pharma, that one of the low-cost program, very crisp, to the point, and easy to understand for an operator level person. He also added in his feedback that this program probably is not only meant for operator, but it can also run for production chemist, because the kind of quality and the kind of depth it takes on, even the production chemist will be benefited to it. So before I go, what is there in GMP program of machine operator? Let me just take both of you, Dr. Mr. Ishwar Reddy and Agrawal sir, both of you, that how these programs was made. So when we actually made the program, we not only took the feedback from the industry leaders, but also did a research that what kind of audits findings are coming, where there have been repeated audits coming in from the FDA audit trend, and we found the written procedure, process validation, maintenance calibration, documentation are consistent areas where the audit findings were identified. If you look at including the areas like calibration, inspection, checking not done, written procedures are there but not followed, and control procedures to validate the performance were not done. So these are the few areas. Similarly, it was looking into that 6.1% of the audit findings were coming from the cleaning, sanitation, and maintenance of the machines. Though there are SOPs, the people who are on the shop floor, just because of their ignorance to those SOPs and procedures, there are audit observations coming in which is impacting in industry. So when we were developing these modules, we looked up these areas also, so that an operator is skilled or re-skilled in toto performance. So as I said, I will walk you through that what and all there in 360 GMP. So we touch upon first a pre-assessment, making this person understand that what and how much he understands about the role and the skills required. Then we take this person to the basics of WHO and CGMP guidelines applicable to machine operator. We also take this person through into this module for FDA-driven data integrity training. Then the next module talks about the basics of machine maintenance and calibration as per CGMP rules. The fourth module talks about reporting, labeling, and some of the guidelines how to face audits. The fifth one talks about clean room hygiene, PPE, and COVID-19 protocol, which was taken up from the IPA best practice document, the Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance Association's best practice document was referred for developing COVID-19 protocol for pharma manufacturers. Then another program talks about accidents, hazards, fire emergency response, and the next one is environment sustainability. And then we talk about 2 programs on skills, and the last one is financial literacy. Now, so this is what the structure is. The pricing, we chose the pricing very carefully. We had a word with our NOS committee member, content committee members. Mr. Sikri sir was also involved under that discussion about the pricing. So the pricing was capped as 3,000 per user license. And if there are minimum 100 users, there is a 50% discount straight to the industry given. That means 1,500 per user license. But as it was very well identified that if a company is a MSME certified company, the prices should not go beyond 1,000. So we have given close to 67% discount, giving them at 30% rate. That means 1,000 rupees per user license. Similarly, so these are the flagship programs. And the capsule programs, which are tapped as 1,000 rupees per capsule program. The bulk license and MSME cost is 500. So this is what something on a professional development program pricing. Ishwar sir, we have been discussing, and probably I will again touch base with you to discuss about how BDMA can be engaged in looking at this promotion of these programs and effective use of the programs through the users of BDMA members. So I will talk on that 101 after this session. The next point that I wanted to talk about the initiative which is called recognition of prior learning. Why I am talking about this initiative after upskilling, that in case an organization is having an employee base who are not fully equipped with a vocational education certificate which is relevant to the pharmaceutical industry, they should and they have been doing this kind of RPL assessment. And we say that probably upskilling and RPL can be combined together. Just to give in a snapshot, around 60,000 RPL assessments have already done. Close to 55,000 people have already been certified. There have been 85 industry partners. We have worked very closely on making these 60,000 people assessed. And probably as we are talking, Dr. Nivedita and my team is already in talk with 40 more industry partners, taking up another 2,000 assessments to be completed within 2 months time. Why this RPL we are talking is, it is actually giving an organization a low cost assessment center experience. You can choose RPL very specifically that who should go through RPL, but what we feel is the cost we come up if an organization, even a large organization, having an assessment center workshop, the cost, what is being done by LSSSDC would not be able to at that low. So we give a much low cost assessment center experience. We make these people assessed, undergo a national level assessment so that you can validate the internal trainings and internal outcomes. There's a scientific way of identification of upskilling and reskilling need. So at times companies say that we want to do RPL before. Some companies says we want to do RPL later. So it is a choice of the company that how, where, and when they would like to go for RPL. The motivation of workforce certainly goes up when they get a vocational education qualification. And in last 5 years of my engagement with 85 industry partners across India, I have seen probably 45 years age person who had been working as an operator getting a vocational qualification certificate of production supervisor, and soon after their qualification, company promoting them as a production supervisor. So the loyalty, the kind of emotional bonding of that person is like immense. Like I will just share. I was with Lupin Jammu plant. The person was in tears and he said, "Look, I am probably marrying my daughter next week. Never thought that at this age I will earn a qualification and maybe having a chance to get promoted." So it gives much more aspect, just mere certification. And that is what I would request BDA member to look into that. Really more than happy to have a dialogue one-on-one with BDMA or the members so that we can take these things forward. With this, I close the session, and I would make this session open for any question and answer from any of the segment that Dr. Deepak, Dr. Nivedita, or myself talked on. So over to Agrawal sir, over to Ishwarji. If any questions are there.
It was a very nice presentation, and we really appreciate the type of service you are providing to the industry with respect to the skill development. I'm sure this will be of a great help to the industry without spending too much money or manpower on that. We will definitely, we request you to please send us the recording so that with our internal note, we circulate among all our members and to get in touch with Skill Development Council, or they can approach us so that we can be the mediator between and coordinate. And one of the things which I have noticed was probably in this in an upskilling module, you may have to, you have covered all major activities of production and other things, but at the same time, I would request you to also look at including particularly the safety and environmental protection skills, which are becoming very important now, particularly in view of stringent regulations, both in the country and also expectations from multinational or foreign customers. They are not foreign customers nowadays. They are not only looking at product quality and all, they are also looking at the industry's performance with respect to safety and environmental protection. Second thing is, in fact, we see still a lot of accidents are being taken place. Some of them mostly because of certain ignorance of the fact, and they think that it is action from something else. So these are the modules on which probably skill development council can also concentrate. Whereas you have covered almost all the other aspects of manufacturing activities.
So
I'm sure. Pardon?
yeah, I'm saying, sir, no, you can continue, then probably I'll respond, sir. You can continue.
Yeah. So I think with this, I feel this is a very good interaction, and we will also see that most of our members will take benefit of our association with the Skill Development Council. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So I note that you referred about safety and environment module, and would like to respond immediately that these modules are already ready. They're available in English, Hindi, and Telugu language. If you look at the screen, the certificate program for environment sustainability and waste management, it talks about not only just about waste management practices. It does talk about how to be more sustainable to the environment, how to save electricity, how to save water, the best practices across world. We also have a separate module on health and hygiene, which covers the kind of practices which the people should be following, along with the COVID-19 protocol, which becomes one of the key factors nowadays of running the operation of the plant. We also have the managing hazard and emergency response, which talks about the safety. So these three modules are already in place, sir, and available in English, Telugu, and Hindi language.
Okay, good. Actually, in upskilling slide, it was not there. That's I have noted. Okay, nice. Right.
Agarwal sir, any question, any response from you? Would be happy to hear from you as well. I think Agarwal sir is not there.
I think he is not there.
Yeah, he's probably sort of left just a short while ago.
Yeah.
So, Ishwarji, any other point that may come to your mind?
At present, I think we have covered everything. So what I feel is that immediately we should get all our members, particularly get the awareness of the activities which really the Skill Development Council is doing, and they should also get awareness on the usage of your services, particularly with respect to the skill development, and also it's a very highly cost saving rather than they doing on their own most of these things. So my first action would be that to circulate today's presentation among all our members, and I request them if they would like to have any one-to-one interaction, maybe we can have a small session of about half an hour or so over Zoom, if we have a good response from our members.
Right, sir. So we will then, as agreed, send you the recording, and then we leave it to you how to take it forward with the members.
Correct.
And as far as we are concerned, as we agreed, Should there be any Q&A needed or a presence of a member required one-on-one, we will be happy to, on an agreed date, facilitate that as well. That should not be a problem.
So that is one. And second thing is, that is of course with respect to the members utilizing services. Second thing, what I am actually looking at is that once our BDMA technology center is operational, we should have now more and more interactions and more cooperation between the BDMA Technology Center and Skill Development Council, because it will be a good synergy, because we have an industry experience, we have experts, and we also require trained people. And we would like to have this center also can be used wherever required by the Skill Development Council, either with respect to the facilities available or the skilled people available. Plus, we are also going to have association with other agencies also, like GIZ and IACT. So with all these things, I feel that we should in fact try to aim at one of the best curriculum, best evaluation techniques, and to bring out the best qualified and trained manpower for the pharma and bulk drug industry, which could be of a great use not only to the Indian industry, maybe there could be a lot of inquiries and requirement from other countries also, particularly countries like Ceylon, Nepal, where these in fact, skill development council services can be extended to those countries wherever required, because they are not that much highly experienced as compared to what we have. So with this, I think I will.
Thank you, sir. I think that that vision really is very heartwarming. That we are looking not just at our country but beyond, and that the center that we foresee could possibly be a center, certainly a center of excellence for bulk drugs,
Yes.
spanning a cross section of the globe. We will continue to be in close touch. Jahangir is also on the session. He was indisposed. He wasn't well.
Yeah.
But he is. I know he is attending this as well, and he will continue to be in close touch. And whenever you would like, we can perhaps do some brainstorming on how we should prepare ourselves for this center. What are the kind of things that we need to do at our end to supplement whatever work you are doing, so that we can come up with something really meaningful.
Thank you.
So just adding up to Ranjita's point, Ishu sir, probably what I have is simple thought. As we are readying ourselves for the technical center and just waiting for these things to renew, and then we start. Meanwhile, in case you are able to identify the trainers, the possible trainers from your BDMA member companies, probably those can be nominated for the Amrit program, which is probably one of its kind program with GIZ, giving German and Indian kind of skilling, because otherwise we would have Indian version, but we will not get the opportunity to listen to German skilling framework. It will be a one-time opportunity. So as this is a program which Dr. Nivedita is driving, probably you can, Dr. Nivedita can send you the write-ups on it. You can circulate to your members, and then a nomination can come. There are 100 trainers. Even out of 100 trainers, if BDMA trainers take 25 to 30% of the share, doesn't matter, but at least the BDMA center will be ready with the trainer quality from the day one.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion. I think we will look into that. Please send us the details. Then we will check with our members and ask them to nominate some candidates for training. it would be, in fact,
I will
we'll
send
have a readily available staff once our activity starts.
Sure. And then for upskilling, I will talk to you again.
Sure.
If you are available soon after this session, probably I can have 10 minutes of yours to touch base.
Maybe actually we got delayed. I have got another.
Okay. No worries. So I will touch base with you tomorrow first thing, if that is okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So then I will discuss with you. I'll send a proposal how I'm looking at BDMA participation there, so that you can take into it.
Sure. Okay.
So with this, probably then, Raji sir, should we close the session?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So before closing the session, I would like to thank everyone on the dais who has taken the time, especially Ishwar sir. We had Agrawal sir also with us, and I think that he just recently left. So our gratitude towards both of you for the time and the alignment that you always had with LSSSDC. Thank you for it. I thank you, Dr. Nivedita, Dr. Deepak, Ranjit sir, for their presence and their talk. I also thank Jahangir. He was running on typhoid, running on high fever, but still he tried to meet it. That shows his compassion and commitment for development of the skill ecosystem in Telangana in partnership with BDMA, and that makes us more motivated. So sincere thanks to Jahangir. With this, I hope we will have subsequent more interactions as planned, and we will be able to take this forward. I also thank Anirudh, who is here, takes up for the external communication platform. Anirudh, hope you have taken the note of the discussion and should be able to do that part. Thank you very much. With this, then we close the session.
One very quick one before we depart. I hope you've taken a screenshot of this.
Yes, sir.
Somebody?
Yes, sir. We have.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, all right. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ishwarji.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
very much
thank
for
you.
the excellent presentation. Thank you.
Sure.
Right.
Thank you, everybody.
Sure.
Thank you.